What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today Washington falls to the Detroit Lions 36-27 in a game that is nowhere really indicative of the score due to the fact that Washington did nothing in the first half to make this a game. They started to pour it on in the second half of the game, but I tell you, this is why I say things that I do and why I'm one of the few people who criticizes Scott Turner a lot, because Scott Turner, he will make an adjustment that's not even needed. Like, he made an adjustment in this game that he should not have made that would have worked in the previous game. So I'm going to get to the keys, because there's a lot that I have to fill in with these keys. So key number one, should utilize the short passing game in a two-back set. Scott Turner, for some reason, felt the need to not even really do it this game. When he finally went to it, when he did go to a two-set back or a play where a player was in the backfield, he had success. But starting out, he didn't even utilize that as much as he should have in the first half of the game. I mean, he was going with one back sets against a defense that is clearly blitzing occasionally. Like, for most of us who looked at the game film when it came to Detroit, we all pretty much said the exact same thing. Detroit is going to blitz. You have to find a way to get this team to back off. And Scott Turner, for some reason, adjusted to them versus their defense adjusting to what he was doing. And because of that, he did not accomplish what he needed to accomplish. Again, the short passing game was there. The two back set stuff was there. And when they went to it, and for the couple little times that they did go to it, it was successful. And for some reason, Scott Turner had this thing where he wanted to spread them all out and thought that was going to work, knowing that defensive line was coming downhill on a consistent basis. And he still felt the need to not do that. So, I mean, that right there is a failure on Scott Turner. Key number one is a down. Key number two, leak the tight ends to the middle of the field. They did that twice. And you're talking about the one time that they did. One time Logan Thomas ran the wrong route. No, twice Logan Thomas ran the wrong route. The first time he ran the wrong route was when Carson Wentz had almost got caught, and then he came up into the pocket and he was ready to throw. Logan Thomas wasn't there. Logan Thomas was supposed to be there, which is why Carson Wentz was set to throw it. When all of a sudden, when he didn't see Logan Thomas is running to the side, towards the sideline. So, and that was the second time. That was the first time Logan Thomas did it. The second time he did it was when he almost damn near ran into J.D. McKissick on the sideline. So that was that. Then you're talking about the touchdown. Logan Thomas catches the touchdown going to the middle of the field. The middle of the field was open for Washington, and they did nothing to get there. So, again, even though they got a touchdown from it, they didn't utilize it correctly. I don't know what's going on with Logan Thomas, but for some reason, he felt that these routes that he was running was to the outside and not to the inside. And you're going to see on the 22s that you're going to see him sit up there and run outside when in fact he was supposed to be running inside. I can tell you that from the plays that how he ran the routes, I can tell that he was not supposed to be running towards the sideline. He was supposed to be running to the inside. Key number three. So with key number two, it's a down. Key number three, protect protect Carson Wentz. This is getting it down. Carson Wentz was not protected in the first half. They found a way to protect him in the second half, but that right there had more to do with the Detroit Lions backing off defensively. And that is something that I'm going to get to when I get to the last key, because this is something that I said in my last video about this very thing and feeling like this is somehow baked into the NFL. But again, they protected Carson Wentz in the second half. The first half, no protection at all. Detroit finished the game with 6 sacks. 6 sacks in the game. And was breaking up passes all over the place. Again, and not only that, we saw Carson Wentz make a lot of mistakes in this game. He made some mistakes that you were like, Carson, you telling me you didn't see that guy? You telling me you didn't see that? Then Carson Wentz was also inaccurate. It's the stuff that we all as fans was the fans that understood Carson Wentz. This was one of the things that we were concerned about. Yes, Carson Wentz can have us win, but he can also be a reason for us losing. So again, like I said, protecting Carson Wentz, they didn't do it in the first half. They kind of did it in the second half, but I'm still giving this a down because, like I said again, I think it had more to do with Detroit backing off than it did with us actually beating the defensive line at the point of contact. So again, like I said, key number 3 gets it down. Key number 4, run the ball with delayed handoffs. Scott Turner, you have to do this in a 2-back set. Delayed handoffs, especially against a front 7 that blitzes a lot, that's how you back them off. But you have to do it in a manner that makes sense. The 2-back set would have worked. Instead, Scott Turner felt the need to delay the handoff, do a delayed handoff in a single back set. Of course, he wasn't going to get more than 1 or 2 yards. Another thing, at what point do you bring Jonathan Williams in? Because clearly Antonio Gibson wasn't getting those hard yards. You saw that. At what point do you just say, Jonathan, get on there, you up next? Again, another key that's down. Utilize the Buffalo nickel to max potential. They started out the game doing it. They started out the game, and Derek Forrest was close to the line. He was playing close to the line. You could see that he was sitting up there, spying the running back. But then for some strange reason, Jack felt the need to kind of back him off. And then tried to use the linebackers to cover the running backs. And as soon as they did that, what happened? Boom. First big run is broke off to the left side. Next thing you know, boom. That's like, I think that was like a 50-something yard run. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they did it again. And guess what happens? Boom. Another run is broke off by Jamal Williams. Yeah. Again. You're talking about why are you not utilizing the Buffalo nickel for what it was created for? It's created for maximum run defense. That's what you should use it for. And they didn't use it enough to really force Detroit to not want to run the ball. They did nothing to make Detroit one-dimensional at all. So, again, another key down. So that's 5 keys down already. So there's no way that they were going to win this game. Key number 6, perfect tackling technique. I will say this. They weren't missing a lot of tackles. I have to give them credit. They were not missing a lot of tackles. But at the same time, they weren't doing a lot of stuff on defense to stop the wide receivers from running across the middle. Like, I mean, they did nothing to stop these guys from running across the middle. Again, they didn't have a lot of missed tackles. They didn't have a lot of that. They were tackling well. You know, that's something that I was fine with. But again, you're talking about there was a lot of stuff that was left out there because at the end of the day, I don't know what Jack was doing. I don't know why he was calling the plays like he was, but I'll give them a up on key number 6. Like I said, they didn't have a lot of missed tackles. They really didn't. So there you go. Key number 7, blitz Jared Goff. We didn't see them blitz at all. At all. And not only that, you telling me you're not going to blitz against Jared Goff on an offensive line that is missing 3 starters? 3 starters. They were missing the middle of their line. The starting group, the starting middle group of their line, the whole middle of their group was missing. And they did not blitz at all. That made absolutely no sense. All 3, center, guard, all 3 are missing from the starting lineup, and they did not blitz that team at all. That right there is a massive failure at coaching, because again, why would you not blitz when they're missing starters? That made no sense. Absolutely no sense. So again, another down. Key number 8, force the receivers to the sidelines. That is, if y'all saw the game, all of their big passes came how? Across the middle. Running in the middle. Running through the middle. Running through the, keep all that crossing, running through the middle. This is why I was saying force their receivers to the sidelines. Because again, that is that was Detroit's thing. Once you sit up there and these guys, all they do is release and run directly to the middle or run across the field to get open. That's what they do. That's what they do. And the fact that you didn't there was a couple times where you saw Kendall Fuller play inside technique to force the receiver to the outside, but then you get down to the goal line, and instead of understanding that you need man coverage because there's not a lot of room and you don't have to be concerned about turning around a recovery speed, instead you're going to play inside technique, let the guy run to the outside and get the touchdown. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? No, you play out. You play inside technique to force the receivers to the outside, so you can help. So the passing window is much smaller for the wide receiver and the quarterback. But again, their receivers were running all through the middle. So guess what? This is a down. Last but not least, keep your foot on the gas. Washington didn't do that at the beginning of the game. They came out with a completely different, starting the game when they started the game last week, they came out with that 2-back set. That 2-back set was the catalyst. The 2-back set is what changed things. The 2-back set would have changed things for this game. But instead, Scott Turner went with a single back thing. And then when he did go to the dual back set, or when he did put a guy in the backfield, the game was pretty much done with. It was over with. And it's like, so again, Scott Turner came out of the gate not even putting his foot on the gas. He basically was riding the brake the first half of the game. All he did was ride the brake the whole first half of the game. Then you're talking about on the opposite side of that, you had Detroit, which was 22. They had us 22-0. And remember when I talked about this in my last video, when I said, I don't know if this is something that is baked into the NFL or if it's just coaches that come about doing this. But this seems like this is a baked into the NFL type of thing. Remember I said that we as a team can't be cordial. We're not good enough to be cordial. And see, when it came to Detroit, they got cordial in the second half because they actually started to run a prevent defense, which is then why we started to score points. I don't understand not keeping your foot on the gas. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think it's stupid. I mean, the fact that you want to be cordial in a football game that you got to win makes 0 sense. Be cordial when you're up 56 to 10 or 56 to 7. That's when you be cordial. But 22-0. Really? Really? Jack Del Rio, don't get me wrong, the defense was out there for a very long time. They were. But again, when you don't utilize remember, he criticized Jamin Davis so bad. Well, it wasn't so bad, but he criticized Jamin Davis. He should have criticized Cole Holcomb too. But then guess what? You criticize him, then you put him in this game, and you put him in situations that would have made him look bad. A prime example. Why is Jamin Davis on a running back coming out of the backfield? Why is your Buffalo nickel not on the running back? It made no sense. And you criticize the guy for technique and all this type of stuff, but then you put him in the wrong position. Why would you put him in a situation where he's trailing plays? That's bad play calling. That's bad. That's bad. That's on the coaching. The coaching is not working. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll say this as well. They should have never drafted Jamin Davis, because if everybody remembers, my guy that I told everybody was the perfect fit for this defense was Nick Bolton. And as you can see, you're starting to see more and more why Jamin Davis should not have been put in the situations he was put in. Again, why is he trailing running backs? Why is he defending running backs? Your Buffalo nickel should have been doing that. We now have to go to Philadelphia. Scott Turner needs, remember I've said this over and over again. Scott Turner is one of the most inconsistent play callers I've ever seen call plays. He's so inconsistent, and it's so aggravating when it comes to that. He's so aggravating when it comes to that. I mean, he's so inconsistent when it comes to the play calling. And every time we turn around, all we know is that we lost the game. Again, Washington goes down 36-27 in a game they could have won in Detroit, but in a game that the score is nowhere near indicative of how bad they played. You're talking about in the first half of the game, they had 56 yards. Total offense. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what do y'all see when it comes to this team? Where can they make the adjustments? Did Jack Del Rio put Jamin Davis in the right position to be successful? Because again, he criticized him. Should Jack Del Rio be the one criticized at this point? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.